Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Shawnee High School, where tonight in Western Buckeye League action, the Shawnee Indians welcome in the Wapakoneta Redskins. Hello, everyone. I'm Danny Holbrook alongside Mark Shine and our entire WOSN crew. Tonight's pregame and keys to the game sponsor is Wapakoneta Ford. View our new and pre-owned inventory at wapakonetaford.net or visit us at 613 North Dixie Highway in Wapakoneta. Mark, two different styles tonight. You've got the Shawnee Indians. They want to get out and go. They're high-flying. They score 70 points a game. And the Wapakoneta Redskins, they want to keep this between 40 and 45 points.
It's a big game, I think, Danny, for both teams. First of all, you look at what Shawnee's trying to do. They're trying to win a league championship, and they are very offensive-minded, but their defense is solid, too. Wapakoneta, they're under 500 as a team on the season, and they are trying to get back to a 500-type season and prepare for the tournament.
Let's take a look at the keys for the game tonight. Let's start with the visitors, the Wapakoneta Redskins.
Well, I think, first of all, for them, they need a big night. And what I mean is that they're averaging 42 points a game. Somebody has to be able to step up and have a bigger night than is typical. You know, it might be Ryan Richardson, who's got 33-point field goals on the season. It might be Caleb Moyer. It might be somebody else, somebody like, Brandt or Block or somebody else. Just step up and have a big game tonight because they got to be able to score some points this evening. The second thing, vinyl's popular now, right?
Yes, it is.
All right, so we got two keys. This is 33 to third for us old people. That means you want that big album to spin as slow as possible.
Album, that's something
There
new.
you go. There's another word that we haven't had for a long time. We want this thing, for Wapak, spin this thing as slow as possible. Don't turn the ball over. Don't take bad shots. Don't get in a big hurry and try to hold the pace of the game down. And they're going to have to battle some height. Shawnee is very tall and very talented. They got to find a way to keep them off the glass and compete inside.
And for the Shawnee Indians, Mark, they come in undefeated in the Western Buckeye League, 13-2, a fantastic season so far.
Well, I think for them, we talked about the big three. You know, two Berkeys and obviously Jagger Hutchins. They always have to have big games. When you get two of them going, they're good. When they get all three of them going, then they are really, really good. They've got size, they've got scoring ability, they can defend, they pass the basketball. Those three guys, the more of them have big games, the better off that they are. So let's go to that second one, 45 and 78. More vinyl stuff, Danny. They want this game to be faster. They want the game to be an up-tempo game at that 45 RPM or the 78 RPM. Let's get up and down the floor so our talent gets more shot opportunities than in a game that's played at a slower pace. The third thing is 32 minutes. If you've watched them play this year, they seem to have moments, or more than short moments, when they don't play particularly well, like they've lost focus. Coaches talked about it some in the media. We've seen it in some of the games that we do. As they approach the tournament, they want to get closer to playing more and more of the 32 minutes at a high level of skill.
It's Wapakoneta, it's Shawnee, it's high school basketball right here on WOSN, and we got a dandy. When we come back, we'll have tip-off right here on WOSN. Welcome back to Lappin Gymnasium on the campus of Shawnee High School. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, home style, happens here. And tonight's free throw sponsor is Frost Roofing, family owned and operated for over 96 years. Join the Frost family. They are an equal opportunity employer. Call 419-739-ROOF. So, Mark, here's my first question for you, my good friend. How does Wapakoneta score enough points to win this game with this outstanding length on defense from Shawnee?
Well, here's what's happened. And we're going to put starting lineups up in a moment, Danny, but they have completely revamped their starting lineup to go with size this evening. They stuck in Elliott Block, he's a 6'4 sophomore. They stuck in Caleb Adams, a 6'5 sophomore, and Ethan Cope, who's a 6'8 senior, because they want to compete with size this evening. So when we get through starting lineup, it's going to be different to what's on our screen.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight for the Wapakoneta Redskins. They'll go number 2, Caleb Moyer, a 6'10 junior at 10.9 a game. Number 20, Ryan Richardson is a 6'2 junior at 13.1 a game. Number 21, Caleb Adams is a 6'5 sophomore at 6.7 a game. Aaron Sadler, number 23, is a 6'2 sophomore at 2.6. And Ethan Cope, number 30, a 6'8 senior at almost 1 point a game. And, Mark, you're absolutely right. The size really makes a big difference here.
That's absolutely correct. They're going to go with the biggest lineup that Coach Elkert could put on the floor to start the game.
And for the Shawnee Indians, pretty much status quo. They'll go with 0. Trevick Berkey, a 6'7 sophomore at 17.3 a game. Matthew Stiles, number 2, a 5'11 senior at 2.6. Number 14, Tate Bender, a 6'1 senior at 6.5 a game. Number 22, Jagger Hutchins, a 6'7 senior at 9.5 a game. And number 23, Beckett Berkey, a 6'6 junior at 20.9 a game. So, Mark, looking forward to this one. As I said earlier, two contrasting styles, so going to see who can slow it down or speed it up, right?
That is absolutely correct. Wapak comes in averaging 42.1 points per game. They give up 40. Shawnee comes in averaging 62.9. They give up 47.7. Whose pace, whose tempo wins out? I have a feeling we're going to see a big defensive lineup, perhaps in a zone from Wapak, to just try to slow down this explosive Shawnee offense.
Absolutely right. So, big-time game here at Shawnee High School tonight. Looking forward to this one. And, boy, lots of great games coming up the next few weeks, Mark. Tournament draw is right around the corner. Can you believe that?
On the 9th, it does. February 9th, we draw 2 weeks out.
Unbelievable. So we are ready to go as Caleb Adams will be jumping up against Trevick Berkey. And the Shawnee Indians get the tip. It'll go right back to Trevick Berkey. He had a look on his face like, I don't really want to bring this ball down the floor.
They did go man up with him.
This is Jagger Hutchins on the left side. He'll go back to Trevick Berkey. They'll go back to Beckett Berkey. Beckett Berkey wearing that Michael Jordan number 23. He leads this team in scoring at 20.9 a game. This is Hutchins. Watch for him to shoot from the outside. He's deadly when he gets the ball. They'll swing it over. I look at Tate Bender, and he is the glue to this team. He really does a nice job at leading this offense. They'll go inside. This is Stiles.
It's been a good defensive possession for Wapak, and Shawnee not being in any giant hurry to get off a shot.
That's exactly what we talked about, Mark. This is what Wapakoneta wants. They want to slow this down and limit possessions for Shawnee. Here's Berkey again. He'll dribble drive on the baseline. He's got Caleb Moyer guarding him. A little turnaround jumper off the mark. Rebound comes down, and a nice rebound there by Caleb Adams, the 6'5 sophomore. Here come the Wapakoneta Redskins on their first possession of the game.
That possession took almost a minute for Shawnee to get a shot.
This is Moyer up top. Caleb Moyer, you know him from the gridiron, the football quarterback. This is Ryan Richardson, number 20. Now, Richardson's been down with some health issues the last couple of weeks. Let's hope he's doing better.
Caleb Moyer averages 11 points a game. He's made 23-point field goals on the season. He is more than just a good football quarterback.
This Elliott Block with a little turnaround, and ball gets turned over to go back to Shawnee. So big crowd on hand tonight, Mark. We talked about that earlier. Gyms are just filling up, and I just love it. I love high school basketball, and I love the crowds. This is Hutchins looking down low they'll go high-low to the Berkey brothers. Stiles tries to go baseline, kicks it back out to Hutchins. Boy, Shawnee being very disciplined with the basketball, moving it around the perimeter, down to 6:15 to go.
They put 5 on the arc. Opens up driving lanes and back cuts.
There's Stiles with a 3, and it's good. Matthew Stiles knocks down a Cook & Son Plumbing and Heating 3-point shot. It's 3-0 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard.
His 8th of the year. And when they get points from guys who are not named Hutchins or Berkey, that's just a plus for them.
Absolutely. There's a dribble drive by Caleb Moyer as he turns around, misses the shot. Here come the Indians. They'll bring it down the floor. Berkey lays it in left hand, and Trevick Berkey, the smooth, silky left-hander, goes in, knocks it in. It's 5-0 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard.
It's a transition basket, just exactly what they would like to have. There's our first foul of the game.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Mark. Boy, when they get in transition, they run the court as well as anybody. Tonight's three-point sponsor is Cook & Son Plumbing and Heating, specializing in old-time service since 1978. Find us on Facebook or call 419-738-8956. You know, Mark, when I read 1978 and it says since then, it doesn't seem long ago for me, but I must be getting old there.
We are, Danny. Father Time, be undefeated, my man.
Moyer brings the ball up. He'll go around the perimeter there. Get it back over to Caleb Adams. Adams guarded by Jagger Hutchins all over him. They'll dribble drive. This is Blake Rogers. He goes to the rim, and the ball goes out of bounds and go back to Wapakoneta.
You know, Danny, we focus so much on how good Shawnee can be offensively, but they give up just 47.7 points per game. You say, well, that's a lot of points. Yeah, but they win games by 16 a game.
You're
so they score quickly and they give up the ball back quickly.
Caleb Adams knocks in the deuce, and it's 5-2 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard. There's the height right there for Wapakoneta. Yep. Caleb Adams comes in at 6'5". So Matthew Stiles will bring it up. Swinging around to the right side. Looks for Berkey on the top. Matthew Stiles from the right side. Oh, off the mark. Rebound comes down. It's brought in by Ryan Richardson. He'll bring it down the right side, and here go the Skins. They get it in Moyer. Moyer, a little turnaround jumper, and it's good. Caleb Moyer knocks in the jumper, and it's 5-4 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard.
You don't have to play slow if you get the ball into the scoring area for one of your guys.
So here comes Matthew Stiles. He gets it over to Beckett Berkey. Boy, Beckett Berkey and Trevick Berkey, 6'7" and 6'6" respectively. All kinds of length on this Shawnee team. There's Stiles, another drive on the baseline. He'll kick it back out. They'll go Berkey. He kicks it back out. This is Tate Bender with the ball. Gets it down to the baseline, and they're going to get a foul on the baseline.
You can see right here, coming up, right here will be the foul. You see he gets bumped out of bounds by Ryan Richardson.
Tonight's replay is brought to you by Al's Woody's Diner in Wapakoneta. Wapakoneta's best place for pizza, wings, subs, and burgers. Call 419-738-9111. There's a nice little floater that goes into the hoop, and it's 7-4 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard.
A nice dribble move that time by Beckett Berkey.
But Beckett's got 2 on the night. There's a three-pointer from the left side. That's off the mark. Rebound comes down. It's Beckett Berkey brings that one in. He'll get it over to Trevick Berkey. He'll bring it right down the middle of the floor. Takes it in left-handed. And then we've seen that play before. Trevick Berkey getting to the rim.
And there's the problem. You miss that 3 ball, it's going to rebound out long, and it puts them in a great spot to get into transition.
Mark, they move down the floor so well, and they just take humongous steps. They are so long. This is Moyer double teamed up on the right shoulder. He'll swing it back up. Get it over to Ryan Richardson. Ryan Richardson quietly having a nice year for the Skins at 13 points a game. He's a really good athlete. We watched him play football all fall. There's a nice dribble drive to the rim. It goes off the mark. Here comes Trevick Berkey and the Indians. Get back out. Jagger Hutchins free. It's off the mark. Rebound comes down, and Stiles grabs it, gets it over to Berkey, puts it back up, and Wapak's going to corral that rebound. Missed opportunities there as Shawnee misses 3 in a row there. Tonight's presenting sponsor is Wapakoneta Ford. View our new and pre-owned inventory, wapakonetaford.net, or visit us at 613 North Dixie Highway in Wapakoneta.
Caleb Miller enters the basketball game for Shawnee. He's a 5'10" senior, wears number 3.
There's this full court press by Shawnee. That length really bothers a lot of teams. Wapakoneta breaks that press there. This is Moyer on the right side, guarded by Blake Rogers. They'll kick it back over. Swinging around Richardson. Richardson lets it fly from the left side. Goes off the mark. Jagger Hutchinson bring it down. And Shawnee will start over on offense again, leading 9-4 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard. Bender up top. He's guarded by Ryan Richardson. They get it into just smooth as can be. Beckett Berkey getting to the rim.
Such a good move from the backside, coming off a screen to flash into the low post area and make the catch and score.
Beckett and Trevick Berkey just get to the rim so easy and so natural. There's Richardson as he goes in. He'll take the little jumper, and he knocks it in. Ryan Richardson makes it 11-6 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard, and Wapakoneta trying to close the gap on this one. Danny Holbrook, Mark Shine from Shawnee High School in Western Buckeye League action tonight. There's a little high-low from Trevick to Beckett to Trevick. You name it, they can do it all. And it's 13-6 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard.
It's size. You don't have a way to compete with that inside.
Here comes Wapakoneta trying to get back in this one. This is Caleb Adams, the 6'5 sophomore, guarded by Hutchins, and try to get it into Caleb Moyer, and they throw it away.
Second turnover. Here's Ojo into the game along with Goldsberry.
Boy, you know, Shawnee, they just keep bringing in off the bench really quality players. They don't take a big dip when they come in. And Damalo Ojo, we talked about him off the air a little bit. He's so athletic, and Goldsberry adds such toughness to this team. So 1:19 to go here. Shawnee leads this one 13-6. This is Goldsberry swinging around to Bender. Bender gets it over to Ojo. Ojo's going to go dribble drive middle of the floor. Goldsberry goes baseline, a little reverse layup, misses the shot, and the rebound. You got to be kidding me. Trevick Berkey comes out of nowhere, lays that one in, and it's 15-6 on the Lee's Famous Recipe. Trevick's got 8.
And that was just a hustle play right there to realize the shot might be missed. There's another turnover.
Bender with the steal, gets it over to Ojo. Ojo back to Bender, and he lays it in. It's 17-6. There's a timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout here in the booth. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. And tonight's game is presented by Superior Credit Union, home of the Spirit checking account and the official sponsor of the Western Buckeye League. So, Mark, the pressure from Shawnee really amped up here at the end of the first quarter.
Absolutely. They forced 3 turnovers. Currently, Shawnee is 7 of 9 from two-point range and 1 of 2 from the three-point line. Have not turned the basketball over yet. They played a really good opening quarter.
Caleb Adams takes it in against Goldsberry. Goldsberry swats the ball away. Ojo's going to bring it down the right side. There you saw Max Goldsberry with a nice defensive play. They'll swing it back around. This is Caleb Miller. Gets it inside to Goldsberry. He loses the handle on it. Ryan Richardson comes up with it for the Skins.
Good pass inside. Maybe a little bit off balance when he caught it. Kind of behind the backboard to get his shot up.
So Blake Rogers with the ball here with 13 seconds to go. They're down 17-6. Rogers guarded up top by Caleb Miller, and they're going to get a foul on Caleb Miller. The 5'10 senior guard commits the foul with 8.4 seconds to go.
We're going to get through a quarter with neither team shooting a free throw.
I know, right? This quarter just flew by. So Ryan Richardson will trigger the ball in front of the Shawnee bench. He'll get it over to Caleb Moyer. We're down to 5 seconds. Moyer's going to go right side, goes up against Berkey, and it's swatted away. And the Indians will try a half-court shot, and it's no good. After 1 quarter of play from Shawnee High School, the Shawnee Indians lead the Wapakoneta Redskins 17-6. We'll be back with second quarter action right after these messages. Tonight's free throw sponsor is Frost Roofing, family owned and operated for over 96 years. Join the Frost family. They are an equal opportunity employer. Call 419-739-ROOF. And our replay is brought to you by Al's Woody's Diner in Wapakoneta. Wapak's best place for pizza, wings, subs, and burgers. Call 419-738-9111. So, Mark, a tall task for Wapakoneta right now against this Shawnee defense. Everything offensively is created off that defensive pressure.
Absolutely. Shawnee opening quarter, 8 of 10 from two-point range, 1 for 2 from the three-point line. Neither team shot a free throw. Wapak's 3 of 8 and 0 for 3. Shawnee has 9 rebounds, 2 on the offensive end. Wapak has 4, did not get an offensive rebound, and Shawnee did not turn the ball over in the opening quarter. Wapak turned it over 3 times.
Trent Lisi is in the game now for Wapakoneta, Mark. He is the freshman sharpshooter.
Yep.
We saw him play a little JV action, but you know what they're counting on that young man to do because he can knock them down when he gets his feet set.
That's a fact. He has 4 of them on the season in limited time. Good back cut from Moyer.
Moyer loses the ball, but he gets it back to Lisi. I just like Trent Lisi's game, the way he doesn't back down, and he looks like he belongs out there.
Good move to the goal.
They'll get inside. They'll go Elliott Block down low. Block with the left hand, and he scores. Nice job there by Elliott Block. The 6'4 sophomore averages 3 points a game. It's 17-8 on the Lee's Famous Recipe
scoreboard.
scoreboard.
Backed him down, used his left hand to go up and score inside. That was a good move.
Goldsberry up top. He'll swing it around to Trevick Berkey. Berkey tries to go baseline. Gets it over to Ojo. And they'll reset the offense. They'll get it out to Tate Bender. Goldsberry up top. Boy, they give Ojo a lot of space out top. He's being guarded over there by Caleb Adams, and he's playing off of him.
Berkey and Hutchins both got a long quarter break.
Goldsberry from the right side misses that shot. Rebound comes down, goes out of bounds, and they're going to say stays here with Shawnee. So Beckett Berkey will come back in, as will Jagger Hutchins. And Trevick Berkey and Caleb Miller will take a seat for the Indians. So they'll trigger the ball in underneath their basket. Ball kind of got loose there, but Beckett Berkey brings it in. Tries to go right-handed on the other side, misses that shot, and Caleb Adams will bring it down. We got a foul, Damalo Ojo. You saw Coach Triplett not happy when you foul that far away from the basket.
Out in front of everybody where they're going to have a chance to see it. I don't fault the young man for his aggressiveness.
Sure. Yeah.
Just wasn't the proper spot and time to do so.
That's a great point. So Wapakoneta down 17-8. Will trigger the ball in front of their own bench. Wapakoneta comes in at 6-8, 1-4 in the Western Buckeye League. They've won 2 of their last 3. So hoping to make it 3 out of 4 here on the midway point of the season. Richardson tried to go baseline, but that's just such a tough task when you're guarded by one of the Berkey brothers. And there's a 3-ball from the top of the key. Misses that shot. Jagger Hutchinson gets it out to Ojo. Ojo's going to bring it down. He finds Berkey on the run, and he scores. There you saw the efficient way they just moved down the floor. They are so good at getting to the rim, and they lead 19-8 on the Lee's famous recipe scoreboard.
Part of it is, Danny, because of their size, you can count on teammates to rebound, which allows other players to leak out and get out early in transition.
That is a great point, Mark. You're absolutely right. This is Richardson on the left side. Was going to take the shot. Tries to get it inside. And a nice job there by Elliott Block. We saw that twice now. That Block has got down low on the block and scored 2 times. It's 19-10 on the Lee's famous recipe scoreboard.
Good movement without the ball. Caught it with a good pass and took it up with his left hand to finish.
Goldsberry swings it around to Beckett Berkey. Berkey's got 6 on the night. Gets it over to Hutchins. Hutchins with a nice move, takes it inside, and there you saw Jagger Hutchins with a nice move, and we've got another timeout. We're going to take a timeout here in the booth with 5:20 to go. We'll be back right after these messages. Tonight's game is presented by Superior Credit Union, home of the Spirit checking account and official sponsor of the Western Buckeye League. Our presenting sponsor is Wapakoneta Ford. If you are new and pre-owned inventory at wapakonetaford.net, visit us at 613 North Dixie Highway in Wapakoneta. So 5:20 to go, Mark. Shawnee up 21-10 and pretty much having their way right now on the offensive and defensive ends.
I really like Jagger Hutchins' move right before this timeout,
okay?
Because I'm not just a 3-ball shooter. I can take the ball to the rim, too, and score. I thought that was a nice move by his part.
So Lisi's up top as he swings it over to Elliott Block. We watch Elliott Block getting some nice looks down low and presenting a little bit of a problem for the Shawnee defense. He brings the ball up top to get Jagger Hutchins out of the middle. This is Lisi. Swings it over to Richardson. Richardson back to Moyer. Moyer and Richardson playing a little 2-man game on the right side of the floor here with 4:48 to go. Richardson thought about taking the 3 there. He's guarded by Bender out top. Swing it over to Caleb Adams. Caleb Adams let that one fly, and it's a 3-ball. Caleb Adams knocks in a Cook and Son Plumbing 3-ball, and it's 21-13 on the Lee's famous recipe scoreboard.
Redskins had missed their first 4 opportunities from the line. There they throw one in and got the lead to 8. Hanging around.
Absolutely they are. Ojo swings it over to Berkey. Coach Triplett imploring his kids to continue the offensive firepower as they're moving towards the basket. There's a nice move in there by Beckett Berkey. I love the way he protected the ball, Mark. Nobody could get to it. He's got 8 on the night.
You know, when you look at their size, you go, okay, they're 6'6", 6'7", but they're physically gifted too. They're strong enough to get to the rim and finish through a little bit of contact.
You're absolutely right. Here comes Wapakoneta down 23-13. Richardson's going to dribble drive, foul line, gets a little bit of space, but he's blocked by Ojo. Ojo's going to take it down the floor, takes it up, and he scores. Damalo Ojo, the 6'4 senior, knocks it in. It's 25-13 on the Lee's famous recipe scoreboard.
Doing what he does best, become a defender, knock the ball loose, and he was able to secure it himself to get to the rim in transition.
Moyer gets it over to Lisi. Lisi fires back to Richardson. They'll go around the horn to Caleb Adams. Caleb Adams guarded by Beckett Berkey out there. 6'4 versus 6'6", so a lot of size on the floor for both teams right now. Moyer swings it back to the right side. 3:15 to go. A little dribble drive there. Nice job by Elliott Block, who's got 6 tonight, Mark, and he is really playing a nice ball game.
6'4 sophomore just took the ball to the rim again with his left hand. 3rd time he's been able to do that.
25-15 with 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Shawnee continues to lead. This is Tate Bender. 3-ball on the way. It's off the mark. Rebound by Beckett Berkey. He's going to take it back up. Just easy, easy, easy. Beckett Berkey grabs it, takes it up, and it's 27-15 on the Lee's famous recipe scoreboard.
To use his size on the backside that time, the foul without going over the back.
Just such a luxury at this level to have 6'6", 6'6", 6'7". There's Lisi from the right side. 3-ball on the way. He misses that one. Rebound comes down, and Beckett Berkey's going to grab that one. Here comes Shawnee right down the middle, and Caleb Moyer took the charge, and boy, that was a nasty hit. And they're going to
take a look at the replay, Danny. Right here, Moyer gets set up, That is their first turnover, Danny. There's 2:21 to go here in quarter two. That's their first turnover of the basketball game.
Tonight's instant replay brought to you by Al's Woody's Diner in Wapakoneta. Wapakoneta's best place for pizza, wings, subs, and burgers. You can call 419-738-9111.
2 fouls. Beckett Brookie's going to set for the rest of the half. He gets replaced by Caleb Miller.
2:21 to go here until halftime. Shawnee leads 27-15. This is Blake Rogers bringing the ball up the floor. He can get over to Ryan Richardson, and they're going to get Tate Bender on the foul.
Just the third foul of the quarter on Shawnee. Wapak has not committed a foul in quarter number 2.
Richardson's going to throw it in right in front of us. It's a nice move there. Oh my goodness, there you saw Blake Rogers go straight to the 10 mark, and he scores. It's 27-17.
Take that cross dribble and go right to the rim, straight line drive.
There's a 3 ball from the left side. That's off the mark. Ryan Richardson goes high to bring that one down, and here comes Wapakoneta right down the middle of the floor. Richardson with the ball. He's got a cutting Rogers, and he scores. Blake Rogers back-to-back buckets, and it's 27-19 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard.
Saw the opportunity to make a backdoor cut and then took a pass off a difficult angle and got it in anyway. Cut the lead to 8.
So here comes Shawnee up 8 with 1:28 to go. Trevick Berkey up top. He's going to swing it over to Tate Bender. Bender guarded by Rogers. They've got Caleb Miller in the game now with Matthew Stiles.
Getting this lead underage brought the Wapak student section involved.
Yeah, I was going to say they got a little excited over there, didn't they? There's a 3 ball from the top of the key. That's off the mark, and the rebound comes down to Caleb Adams, and Wapakoneta with a chance to cut the lead. There's Ryan Richardson, thought about taking that shot. Going to get it out to the right side. 3 ball on the way. That's off the mark. Rebound comes down to Trevick Berkey. He's going to take it down the floor. Finds Hutchins going to the rim, and we're going to get a foul on the block with 52 seconds to go.
And, of course, Danny, that's the problem with the 3-point field goal opportunity. 3-point field goals tend to rebound long, and when you've got ball handlers like Trevick Berkey who can secure the rebound and lead the break, you don't take that extra pass to find your point guard.
So Shawnee gets the ball in here with 50 seconds to go. This is Jagger Hutchin, guarded by Rogers. They'll go to Bender. Bender thought about taking the 3. Pull it back down. Swing it over to Matthew Stiles. Hutchins dribble drive, takes it inside, finds a cutting Matthew Stiles. He misses that shot, and Caleb Moyer comes up with the ball. Here comes Wapakoneta down 27-19.
See if they choose to play last shot of the quarter. They've got it to 8. Like to get it to 6 or 5. But certainly not give Shawnee another chance to score here before halftime.
I think you're absolutely right, Mark. Momentum right now in Wapakoneta's favor. Caleb Moyer with the ball up top. He's going to play a little 2-man with Caleb Adams.
Coach Elkert's calling his set.
Caleb Adams guarded by Hutchins, and Hutchins fouls him out top.
Good foul. Hutchins does not have a foul. That's just the 4th team foul of the quarter. That was a smart foul right there to disrupt the play with 6.6 to go, 6.8 to go before the break.
So wholesale substitutions here for both times. Trent Lisi comes in for Wapakoneta. Keep an eye on that young man as they may try to get him an open look with 6 seconds to go. But Ryan Richardson's going to trigger the ball in front of the Shawnee bench. They'll get it over to Rogers. Rogers dribble drives, takes it in with the left hand, and that is swatted out of the air. Ojo comes up with it, and that is how the first half ends. After 1 half of play from Shawnee High School, the Shawnee Indians lead the Wapakoneta Redskins 27-19. We'll be back with second half action right after these messages. Welcome back to Shawnee High School. It's halftime where the Shawnee Indians lead the Wapakoneta Redskins 27-19. Danny Holbrook, Mark Shine, and Mark, you take a look at this first half of play, and Shawnee really getting their offense started by defensive pressure.
That they have. They've been able to take the rebounds to go out in transition. They have 16 rebounds, 13 of those on the defensive end, and many of those have turned into transition baskets. That's why they're shooting 12 of 17 from 2-point line. They're 1 of 6 from the 3-point line. Neither team has shot a free throw yet. Wapakoneta, 8 of 15 from 2, just 1 of 7 from 3. They didn't shoot a free throw either. They have 8 rebounds, none of them on the offensive end. Just 3 turnovers for them. Wapak won the second quarter, 13-10.
Yeah, and you look at Wapakoneta, they want to keep that pace right where they have it.
Yep.
First quarter, little struggles on knocking down shots.
They do. I think they'd like to make a couple of those three, get a couple of those back, because, again, you missed that three-point field goal, and as good as Shawnee rebounds, can take the dribble drive in transition and get out and go. That's a difficulty, but Wapak's hanging in a basketball game down just 8.
Yeah, it's halftime here at Shawnee High School. The Shawnee Indians lead 27-19. When we come back, we'll have second half action right here on WOSN. Welcome back to Shawnee High School, where it's halftime. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. And tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, home style, happens here. Mark, Shawnee leads 27-19. I got to believe they're going to amp the pressure up and try to get some loose balls, some steals, something like that in the third quarter.
A lot of when that comeback by Wapakoneta occurred when Trevick Berkey went to the bench with 2 fouls. He will be back out. In fact, he's already back out on the floor right now. And let's see how Shawnee comes out and attacks his first 2 or 3 minutes, and if Wapak can continue the momentum they had going into the halftime.
That's a great point. Danny Holbrook, Mark Shine from Shawnee High School. On a cold January night, Western Buckeye League action. Gym is really full. Lots and lots of good folks out here for this game between the Wapakoneta Redskins and the Shawnee Indians.
These people that walk by us with Lee's chicken.
I know, right?
And then you read that
I'm
thing.
Starving.
All right.
Gilly always talks about Lee's chicken. He loves Lee's chicken. Here comes Shawnee. This is Trevick Berkey up top. Excuse me, this is Beckett Berkey over to Trevick Berkey.
Trevick wanted to go backdoor. Richards wouldn't let him do it.
And there you saw Elliott Block guarding Jagger Hutchins. Elliott Block had a nice first half for Wapakoneta. There's a shot that goes up, and it's off the mark, and Caleb Moyer comes up with it. He's going to get it over to Rogers with 7:13 to go, and they're down 27-19. Ryan Richardson with the ball. He'll dribble drive to the foul line, takes it inside against Hutchins, puts it up. Shot goes off the mark. Here comes Trevick Berkey, gets it out to Beckett. Beckett's going to go to the foul line, over to Hutchins. Hutchins 3-ball, off the mark. And it goes out of bounds, and they're going to say it's going to go, let's see who they give it to.
We got a foul.
We got a foul on the side.
I think he called Richardson for shoving, trying to get to the offensive rebound.
You are correct. Ryan Richardson with his second foul. And they can ill afford to get him into foul trouble, as he is the leading scorer on this team at 13 points a game. Get the ball inside to Beckett Berkey. Beckett goes to the middle of the floor. Shot goes up, and it's good. Beckett Berkey.
You don't defend that, Danny.
No, you don't.
He just took the ball to about 8 or 9 feet and elevated over everybody to score. Here's the press.
Beckett Berkey's got 12 to lead Shawnee. They'll go Caleb Moyer right down the middle. Misses the shot. Hutchins tips the ball up. Goes out to Caleb Adams. And they're going to say there's a foul in the middle of the floor. And let's see who they got the foul on. Tate Bender with the foul. There you see the Owls Woody's Diner replay there.
Swatted down across the wrist as he was trying to get to the rim to score after the offense. That's the first offensive rebound in a basketball game.
There's a steal. You see Matthew Stiles, and he gets it out to Beckett Berkey as he lays it in. Beckett Berkey's got 14, and Shawnee is up their lead, 31-19 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard.
Turnovers just turned into disaster against this team. If you're going to turn there's a steal right there.
There's another steal, and Trey Elkert's going to get a timeout, and a wise timeout. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout here in the booth. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Tonight's game is presented by Superior Credit Union, home of the Spirit checking account, and official sponsor of the Western Buckeye League. Tonight's three-point sponsor is Cook & Son Plumbing and Heating, specializing in old-time service since 1978. Find us on Facebook or call 419-738-8956. Coach Trey Elkert, Mark, takes the timeout after that Shawnee pressure, just too much risk.
Well, he's seeing the run about to take place from Shawnee, so once they got the ball back, they were able to get that timeout, try to slow things down a bit. That's a bad trap spot right there.
And you're exactly right. That is exactly where Shawnee gets it over to Rogers. They get it inside. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll go back to Wapakoneta. They found Elliott Block down low, but he loses the ball, but it was touched last by a Shawnee defender.
You just cannot have live ball turnovers against Shawnee because they convert to the other end so quickly.
6:12 to go here in the third quarter. Shawnee leads this one 31-19. Moyer guarded up top by Trevick Berkey. Swings it over to Elliott Block. Elliott finds a cutter down the middle, and a nice job there by Blake Rogers as he gets to the 10, and it's 31-21 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard.
Good cut to the goal, a good pass, and a finish from a difficult angle.
You know, Wapakoneta down 10. They are still staying patient on the offensive end, Mark, and executing. Absolutely. Yep. This is Bender, swings it over to Berkey. Berkey gets it inside to Trevick Berkey. 3-ball on the way, and it's good. Trevick Berkey, the 6'7" sophomore, knocks in another Cook & Son 3-point basket to make it 34-21 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard.
That makes him a double-figure scorer now with 11 in the game. Just the second made three for Shawnee out of 8 attempts.
Shawnee keeping that pressure on. This is Ryan Richardson up top. He's guarded by Bender. 3-ball on the way, and it's good from the left side. Another Cook & Son 3-point goal. Makes it 34-24, under 5 minutes to play.
That makes Wapak 2 for 8 from the line as well.
Shawnee almost throws it away. Yeah. And they're going to get a foul on Elliott Block, the 6'4" sophomore.
Didn't mean to, just a little bit aggressive and actually pushed, trying to stay in bounds.
He did, you're absolutely
right. Looking for a little bit of leverage right in front of us.
So Tate Bender will trigger it in right in front of you and I. They'll get it to Jagger Hutchins. Swing it over to the right side. There's a dribble drive to the rim, and that shot's off the mark. The rebound comes down. It's brought in by Caleb Adams. He's going to go coast to coast, and they're going to get a foul out top, and they're going to get Trevick Berkey on the foul.
You know, Danny, when you talk about going to the goal, it's how that first step gets you open, and their length is so – they get their leg past you before you're prepared to defend, and it's really a defective way for those guys to get to the rim.
Well, they do such a great job, Mark, of protecting the basketball. They're so tall in length, and they really do a great job of keeping the defender away from the ball. This is Richardson. He'll kick it back out. Adams with the ball on the right side, guarded by Bender. Down to 4:15 to play here in the third quarter. This is Block with the ball up top. He's got a cutting, and it looks like Caleb Adams goes down, and he jumps back up. I thought he was hurt, but he jumps right back out. And Moyer misses the shot, but they're going to get a foul, and it looks like they're going to get Beckett Berkey on the foul.
These will be the first free throws of the game, and it's good to see Caleb Adams hop back up again. I thought he'd rolled that ankle pretty good, but looked like it kind of took him by surprise, almost scared him a little bit when he realized it wasn't as bad as it was. Just Moyer at the free throw line. He's a 62% shooter.
Frost Roofing free throw line, and I was incorrect. I had Beckett Berkey on the foul. I got Trevick Berkey on the foul.
Each of the two Berkeys now have 2 fouls in the game.
Tonight's free throw sponsor is Frost Roofing, a family owned and operated for over 96 years. So he misses that one with just under 4 minutes to go. 34-24 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard. Beckett Berkey, 3-ball on the way. That's off the mark. And Jagger Hutchins with a Johnny on the spot rebound, and he makes it 36-24. Jagger's got 4 on the night.
Looked like everybody was checked out, but Jagger wasn't.
Absolutely right. He goes to the middle, gets the rebound, and scores an easy bucket to make that lead 12 with 3:35 to go here in the third quarter. So Wapakoneta doing a good job of keeping this score down, but such a tall task to defend the Shawnee Indians. And Moyer almost loses the ball there. He gets it over to Ryan Richardson. 36-24, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll go back to Wapakoneta. And Damalo Ojo will come in the game. He'll replace Matthew Stiles. Always nice when you can bring a 6'4" defensive specialist off the bench. This is Rogers with the ball up top.
Who can guard a point guard.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, really, he has the athleticism at 6'4". He can go out and play anybody on the court.
That's a great point. You can match him up against anybody. Rogers tries to take him onto the left side, kicks it back out. They just force you to start your offense so far away from the basket. There's a nice dribble drive there by Elliott Block. He misses the shot. Rebound comes down. They outlet it to Trevick Berkey, and he hammers it down. Trevick Berkey with the flush. He's got 13 on the night, and it's 38-24 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard.
Another transition basket off a missed shot.
They just keep coming at you, Mark. They just keep coming at you. Caleb Adams up top. 3 ball from Richardson on the left side. That goes off the mark. Trevick Berkey brings the ball down, goes behind his back, gets it over to Jagger Hutchins. It's going to go back to Trevick. Trevick with a 3 ball, and it's good. Trevick Berkey with a triple there. Another Cook & Son Plumbing and Heating. With 2:15 to go, there's a timeout on the floor. 41-24. We'll be back right after these messages. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. And our replay sponsor tonight is brought to you by Al's Woody's Diner in Wapak. Wapak's best place for pizza, wings, subs, and burgers. Call 419-738-9111. And we're getting lots of replays tonight, Mark. This Shawnee offense moving the ball down the floor with ease.
Yeah, they really are, and you just have to be so impressed with their ability to rebound the basketball and then look up court immediately as people are flying down the lanes. I want to throw some props out to Coach Triplett because I thought this team, with the size they had, would be a zone team, much like the teams he had to win to the state tournament. He has made them into a really good man-to-man basketball team this year.
Yeah, they've done a great job. And, Mark, you look over at Wapakoneta, and it's not as if they're playing a bad ball game. They're playing efficient basketball. Just such a tall task to score against this team. We talk about their offense all the time, but defensively they are fantastic.
Here's some press action. 2 athletes up on top of it at 6'7" and 6'4".
So they break the timeline here. They get it over to Sadler. Sadler having all kinds of trouble finding somebody open, and almost a steal there by Ojo. Blake Rogers is going to be fouled, and they're going to get Damalo Ojo on the foul. That is his 2nd foul.
4th and a quarter for Shawnee.
$1:55 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Danny Holbrook, Mark Shine from Shawnee High School. Western Buckeye League action tonight here on WSN. Aaron Sadler swings it over to Moyer. Moyer swings it over to Richardson. Goldsberry is now in the game for Shawnee, as is Caleb Miller. Moyer takes it in. Nice job of protecting the ball. They leak out on the offense, and another hammer. Trevick Berkey says, "Dunk you very much." He's got 18, and it's 43-24 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard.
Those are high percentage shots.
Yeah, they're really high percentage, Mark. I don't think he's going to miss too many of those. Here comes Caleb Miller racing down the floor, gets the ball over to Berkey. Berkey swings it back to Beckett Berkey. It feels like there's more Berkeys out there than 2 of them, Mark. They're everywhere, I'm here to tell you. Get it inside. Nice job of getting the ball inside to Trevick Berkey. What a great pass by Beckett as he finds his brother. That's the whole key to that play.
The flash cut from the backside. He actually caught the ball behind the backboard, was able to stick it up and score inside anyway.
Makes it 45-24 with just under 40 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. And another turnover, and the ball goes back to Shawnee.
Yeah, this has been an 18-5 quarter for Shawnee, and they have come out in the 3rd quarter and just exploded.
So Caleb Miller will trigger the ball right in front of our booth here. Gets it over to Trevick Berkey. Just under 35 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Beckett Berkey guarded out top by Sadler. Nice cut there. He gets the ball over to Trevick, and then he cuts to the rim.
Well, it's a smart player. You ball fake and get your 3-point opportunity, get the defender off his feet to come and defend your 3. Then when he flies by, you pass to the wing, and you cut to the basket, you foul, and you get your first free throws in the basketball game for them.
Beckett Berkey goes to the free throw line. He's got 14 on the night. Our free throw sponsor tonight is Frost Roofing, family owned and operated for over 96 years. Join the Frost family. They're an equal opportunity. Call 419-739-ROOF, and Beckett Berkey knocks in that one. He's got 15 on the night, and it's 46-24 with 25 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter.
76% free thrower on the season.
It's the announcer jinx. There's a nice job there of Caleb Miller getting the rebound and positioning himself to get the shot off. He went up as high as he could and had to kind of pretzel-like shot there with his left hand.
See, Ojo's the one that kept that alive with the offensive rebound, but then using your body to draw contact.
First one is good for Caleb Miller. Caleb's got one on the night as he tries to make it two. It's 47-24.
Caleb might be the happiest guy in the gym, Danny. He was 0 for 4 from the free throw line tonight. Now he's made a pair.
Oh, he looked good on those two
sure
shots.
Does.
He looks comfortable.
I'm going to check that stat page to make sure it's accurate. He looked good on those two.
He sure did. 48-24 as the third quarter comes to an end here. Here comes Wapakoneta trying to beat that press down the floor. Richardson gets it over to Rogers. Cut it down to Moyer. Moyer gets the shot, and it's blocked. And a nice job there as Caleb Miller brings it down, gets it over to Trevick Berkey. Berkey goes right to the 10. Shot goes up, and he's going to shoot two as the third quarter comes to an end. We'll keep it right here. So Trevick Berkey, who has 20 on the night, tries to make it 22 with no time on the clock. First one on the way, and it's good. I thought that was going to lay up there and not move at all. Gives him 21 on the night. Second one on the way, and it's good. After 3 quarters of play from Shawnee High School, the Shawnee Indians lead the Wapakoneta Redskins 50-24. We'll be back with fourth quarter action right after these messages. Tonight's free throw sponsor is Frost Roofing, family owned and operated for over 96 years. Join the Frost family. They're an equal opportunity employer. Call 419-739-ROOF. And our presenting sponsor tonight is Wapakoneta Ford. View our new and pre-owned inventory at wapakonetaford.net or visit us at 613 North Dixie Highway in Wapakoneta. And Mark, we couldn't do it without our great sponsors. They come through each and every week, and it's just fun to say their names.
Well, Danny, we talked about the crowd sellout tonight. We also did as many advertising spots as we were allowed to do as well. Shawnee, 18 of 25 from two-point range, 3 of 10 from the arc, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. They have 26 rebounds, 6 of those were offensive, 1 turnover through 24 minutes of basketball. Wapak, 9 of 27 from 2, 2 of 9 from behind the arc, 0 for 2 from the free throw line. They have 14 rebounds, only 1 of those offensive, and they have 5 turnovers. And that was a 23-5 quarter.
So Trent Lacey, the freshman, checks in for Wapakoneta as we start the fourth quarter here. There's a 3 ball from the left side, and it's good. There you see Elliott Block, the 6'4 sophomore. He's got 7 on the night, and it's 50-27 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard.
Just measured that shot, did a good job with that.
Bender guarded by Lacey. He'll swing it around to the right. This is Caleb Miller, guarded by Blake Rogers. Shawnee leads 50-27. So move to the rim. Ball goes off the mark. Here comes Wapakoneta as they get it out to Caleb Adams. He goes down the right side. Adams puts it up, and he scores. Caleb Adams, the 6'5 sophomore, knocks it in. He's got 10 on the night. It's 50-29, and Wapakoneta making a little run here in the fourth quarter.
Caleb Adams, a sophomore, he's got 10. Block's got 7, so they're getting quite some young people.
Damalo Ojo with a nice little reverse there as he got too far under the basket. I don't think he intended to reverse it, but he got too far underneath the basket. He's got 4, and it's 52-29.
He made a good cut to the rim from the backside. The pass was behind the backboard, still scored.
Caleb Adams tried to take it from the left side, misses that shot. Lacey, 3 ball from the left corner, misses that one with 6:40 to go. And here comes Shawnee with a 52-29 lead. They'll go inside, and a nice job there of cutting to the bucket there by Tate Bender, the 6'1 senior, averaging 6.5 a game. Bender's got 4, and it's 54-29.
Came off a screen from the backside that time. The pass was on time, and he got the shot up.
There's a turnaround jumper there, off the mark. That was missed by Elliott Block. Here comes Beckett Berkey right down the middle of the floor as he finds Bender on the left side. They'll go Damalo Ojo at the high post as he backs his man down, takes it up, and he scores. Damalo Ojo, the 6'4 senior, and he knocks it in, makes it 56-29.
The ball got loose a little bit, so the official stopped play so we could get some subs into the game. Nice
Ojo,
move.
yeah, that is a nice move.
Shawnee has played 8 guys, Danny, and every one of them has contributed in some way or another.
That's a great point, Mark, a great observation. They go 8, 9 deep, and they don't lose much of a step when they bring those kids in. Now, Ojo comes in at 6'4". There's a steal by Bender, and that's what I'm talking about. The quick hands as he gets it into Berkey, and he lays it in. Beckett Berkey goes left-handed. He scores. He's got 17 on the night, and it's 58-29.
Such an unselfish play that time. Just a 6th turnover of the game, but it's a live ball turnover that turned into a run out the other end.
There's a nice cut there by Block. Shot goes up, and Moyer gets the rebound. Tries to go underneath the basket. This is Lisi from the right side. That shot's off the mark. Rebound comes down to Caleb Miller, and bodies flying everywhere. And they're going to get Elliott Block on the foul. And, Mark, we are a point away from that clock continuing to run at 50. It'd be
Got to get
29.
Got to get to 35.
Is it 35?
35.
My bad.
And then if it goes below 30.
Yes.
So that was where your 30 comes from.
And I'm in football mode, too.
Yeah. Well, that play right there would put you in football mode
right.
when you just saw.
You're right. This is Jagger Hutchins on the left side. Swings it over to Bender. Bender guarded up top by Blake Rogers. They go down low. Nice job. Tate Bender of backing his man down. He posts up. Tate Bender, the 6'1 senior, post up time. He scores at 60-29.
They've made 8 out of their last 9 2-point field goal attempts. Most of them have been from point-blank range.
Yeah, that's a great point. You're absolutely right. This is Caleb Adams. Tries to go one-on-one against Beckett Berkey. Berkey gets the ball. He's going to take it right down the middle of the floor. And he swings it over to Trevick Berkey. Trevick's got 22. Beckett's got 17 to lead all scores.
Shawnee, of course, trying to win a league championship. They go to St. Mary's next week. They got Van Wert yet, and then go to OG in their final 3 conference games.
There's a 3 ball from the left side, and it's good. Another Cook and Son 3 ball. And it's 63-29 with 3:53 to go. Had to look at the clock a second time there. Here's Caleb Moyer from the right side. 3 ball on the way. He misses that one. That was down and in, and it popped back out. They'll get Beckett Berkey on the break, and he's going to be fouled out top by Elliott Block.
Bender goes up for the rebound. Again, they always looking up court, and there you can see right leg came out a little bit. That's the charge call.
And Trevick Berkey and Beckett Berkey go out, and you got to believe that their night is done, Mark.
Both of these teams are in the D3 Liberty Benton District. Tournament draws on the 9th, as we've talked about. You're right. I think you got some guys who have had enough action for this evening.
Jack Fishbaugh is in the game now for Shawnee, as is Bronson Metzger, as is Luke Marshall.
Shawnee has just 1 game this weekend. Next weekend, though, at St. Mary's on Friday, and then you are here for Lima Senior High School on Saturday.
It should be a dandy Saturday night here in the gym.
That will be on WOSN next weekend.
Shawnee holding the ball out top. This is Hutchins.
Wapak will be on WSN too as the shot goes hard.
3 ball off the mark. Here comes Wapakoneta.
Wapakoneta will be on Friday night as they host Kenton. That will be on WSN next weekend.
You'll have that game, correct? Yeah, absolutely. 3 ball from the right side. It's off the mark. Rebound comes down by Matthew Stiles. Takes it right down the floor. Gets it over to Jagger Hutchins. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Shawnee. And a couple of new Indians in the game now for Shawnee.
I'm going to harp on this stat again, Danny, as we're changing bodies and getting starters out and so on. Shawnee's put 63 points on the board. They've run up and down the floor a lot, right?
Yes.
1 turnover. It was an offensive foul.
It's incredible.
Right? They don't throw the ball away. They don't get, travel. They don't do things like that. Their turnover, that was an offensive foul.
Wapakonetas, they've got some Ethan Brandt in the game now. Ethan Cope in the game. Shot goes off the mark. And Shawnee throws it away.
Yeah,
Coach Triplett. He's got reserves in the game.
Yep.
They're up big, and he is coaching his life. I love that out of coaches when they get after kids because they're trying to show them the right thing to do.
The whole, what's the object? You're out here in this last 2.5 minutes to get better, and we're going to help you get better.
Absolutely.
The job he has done here at Shawnee over the years, congratulations to him.
I just think he is as good a coach as there is in the area. 3-ball on the way, and it's off the mark. Rebound goes out of bounds. It'll go back to Shawnee.
I'll throw one more prop to Coach. He knows how much I like stats. I get his stat page after every single game. I get the chance to read their stat page. And, I love reading stats anyway.
I know you do.
We could have 60 coaches send me their stat page. I'd be the happiest guy around. But every single game I get his stat page.
There is something wrong with you. As much stats as you like. We're under 2 minutes to go.
If you want to go the other way, when we request stats, Coach Elker's one of the first ones to get stats to us every time we request them too. So,
hey, Trey Elker does a nice job with that program over Wapakoneta. I know they're going to take a loss tonight, but his kids played a nice ball game tonight.
They were in for a long time.
Yes, they were.
And they've got good young players.
They sure do.
You look at the roster and how many young people they have. Only one senior on the roster, and that's Ethan Cope.
Mark, realistically, we look at this Shawnee team, and, obviously we don't know for sure, but this is a team that has all the makings of a team that can make a deep run in March with size and guard play and defensive prowess.
Well, and they've got two guys who are go-to players, two guys who can get you a basket when they need.
There's a bucket there. Number 4, Ethan Brandt with the bucket, makes it 63-31.
Quick timeout to get a couple new guys into the game. Barker and McGuire enter.
Coach Triplett's played about 14 guys tonight. I give him credit. He does a great job of getting those guys in here. Former Bluffton College basketball coach Guy Neal in the crowd tonight. We talked about him earlier, enjoying the game here between Shawnee.
Talked to Coach Neal this year. Last year he was with Ohio Northern.
Oh, well, he's wearing Ohio Northern apparel, so I'm assuming he is
I see that now.
with Ohio Northern. So he's here scouting for somebody, one of these young players. 63-31, and there's a nice job by Trent Lisi as he goes off the left side, lays it in left-handed, makes it 63-33, and Shawnee is going to run the clock out here with 10 seconds to go. And a nice win for the Shawnee Indians as they beat the Wapakoneta Redskins 63-33. Mark, a dominant performance by the Shawnee Indians.
Yeah, it really was, especially in the second half. They were up 27-19 at half. It's going to be 63-33. They held Wapak to just 14 points in the second half while having a good outburst themselves.
We're going to step aside. When we come back, we're going to have our Stolly Hustle Award winner, and we're going to wrap this one up. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Tonight's Stolly Hustle Insurance Award. You can check out our highlights of tonight's Stolly Hustle Award winner on the WSN YouTube page. And Mark, I think we're both in agreement that young Mr. Trevick Berkey, the 6'7" sophomore, is our winner tonight.
Yeah, I think we could have picked a lot of different guys this evening, but when you saw what he was able to do offensively, defensively, rebound the basketball, take the ball in transition, score points, he was an all-around player this evening, did a lot of positive things for his team, and racked up some high numbers.
We watch these guys play, and Trevick is our player tonight, but when you watch that whole team, they just play in such rhythm, Mark, and they all get along so well. It's just kind of a symphony, really.
I would really agree with that. I've said a couple of times that their defense was outstanding. They held this team to 33 points tonight. And I know part of it's Wapak doesn't get up and down the floor a lot, but they still held them to 33 points. And when their starting group was in the lineup, they had just one turnover as rapidly as they were trying to play offensively. I think it was a really nice performance tonight for Coach Triplett's team.
Trevick Berkey is our Stolly Insurance Hustle Award winner tonight. When we come back, we're going to try to get an interview with the Shawnee head coach Mark Triplett. You've been watching high school basketball on WOSN. Welcome back to Shawnee High School, where the Shawnee Indians get a 63-33 win over the Wapakoneta Redskins. We are joined now by Shawnee head coach Mark Triplett. And, Coach, congratulations on a good WBL win.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it seemed at first that, and Mark and I talked about this, the Wapakoneta was obviously going to try to slow this game down, and then you guys got into your pressure situation.
Yeah, we've played a couple teams of late, Kalida and Defiance that definitely want to keep the game, more 40s, 50s, and that's just not who we are. And I thought that we didn't do a great job of dictating that tempo against those teams, and I thought that was a big key for us tonight was how are we playing this game? Are we playing Wapak basketball or Shawnee basketball?
Coach Mark and I were talking off the air, and your kids seem to really, really get along well. I mean, obviously we're not at every practice, but they play in such symphony, and I'm so impressed with the way they move the ball down the floor. Now, your length helps a lot, but do you see that every day?
Yeah, we talk about getting the ball down the floor with passes, not dribbles, and we have some kids with some size, but they also move pretty well. So, it's not something that, we want to make this a ground and pound type of game where we have to beat you on the inside. We want to get easy buckets when we have the opportunity to do so, and we have kids that I think thrive in that type of basketball. So it was something that I thought when we got the transition game going, I think they only had like 2 offensive rebounds, and I thought we did a good job of not just rebounding the ball, but rebounding and looking up the floor. And then in the half court, pass up good shots for great shots is always kind of a motto of ours, and I thought our kids did a really nice job with that. Looked at the end of the day, and I think we had 18 assists and 3 turnovers, so that was good to see.
Coach, when I looked at your team in the offseason, I'm going, okay, with the length that they have and the quickness they have, I'm going to see that zone that they played back when they went state tournament time. Your man-to-man defense is outstanding.
And it was something that early in the year, LCC at tip-off, they just absolutely exposed us, and we made some adjustments. And, we went to more of the zone press, back to zone, and in the meantime, we've been working on that man defense, and it's something that if you can't guard people man, then you can't play basketball at a successful level over a course of a season. You can do it here and there. So, we do like our zone, and we do like, the half-court zone, full court, or extended halves is what we call it. But when it's tournament time, you better be able to sit down and guard somebody. I think we're getting better and better on that end of the floor.
Yeah, Coach, you guys, earlier in the season, you had an early season loss. You rattled off 8 wins in a row. You lose another one, and here we are at 5 in a row. What do you, after those losses, man, you're really getting after it, but the kids are responding so well.
Yeah, and they were both, hard-fought losses, a 3-point overtime loss, a 3-point loss at Delphus, who's still undefeated. And, it was gut check time in both those games. I thought, we went into those games thinking, win or lose, you obviously want to win games, but it's non-league games. You're going to learn a lot about yourself, and we're going to grow from this. Whether we win or lose, we're going to grow from it. Coach Berkey called it a fertilizer game, and you're going to grow from it regardless. And,
I like that.
I think it's something that our kids have prided themselves on. Okay, what did we not do well, and how do we fix those things? And as you said, we had 7 seniors, and then Beck and Trev in that top 9, so to speak, and they all like each other, and sometimes it's to the extent where I want them to get after each other a little bit more because, well, this is my buddy, I don't want to upset him type thing. But they are very good chemistry on and off the floor, and like you said, they genuinely like each other.
Coach, when I looked at some of the things you have said in media and some of the things I've observed with your basketball team, you've had lulls in certain games. You're getting closer and closer to playing a full 32 minutes, aren't you?
I hope so. I thought that really in the first half, it wasn't perfect, but I didn't think the effort was lacking. I thought, there were some things from a schematic standpoint where, letting guys play to their strengths instead of, taking away those strengths and making them do things, their secondary skills. And but I didn't think we weren't playing hard. We just got to fix it. And we did. We came out in the second half and we fixed the scheme stuff while still playing hard. And we know for us to achieve our goals, then we can't play 8 minutes, 16 minutes of good basketball. We got to play 32 minutes of Shawnee basketball. And I think that the more that those guys see that, hey, we're really good for 4-minute stretches. If we can do that for 32 minutes, then we're going to have a chance to do some things.
And when your starters were playing, 63 points, 1 turnover.
Yes, we had a couple late ones. I didn't want to throw my guys on the bus a little bit.
But my point is,
I knew you were thinking that.
At the pace you're playing, to have 1 turnover, that's outstanding.
Yeah, and Wapak's really good defensively.
They are.
They're holding teams, 50 points a game. It's something that I think Coach Elkert does a great job of priding his kids on competing hard every possession. So we did things the right way on the offensive end of the floor. We weren't, we've had moments where we're trying to over dribble, we're trying to attack when they got 4 guys in the paint, and reversing the basketball and playing team-oriented half-court basketball is something that I thought we did a better job at.
It's a pleasure watching your team.
I appreciate it.
The Shawnee Indians moved to 14-2, 6-0 in the Western Buckeye League. Coach, thanks so much for spending some time with us. Appreciate it, guys. Absolutely. When we come back, we'll put a wrap on this one from Shawnee High School.
Thanks a lot.
Welcome back to Shawnee High School, where the Shawnee Indians get a 63-33 win over the Wapakoneta Redskins. They go to 14-2 on the season and 6-0 in the Western Buckeye League, and just a dominant performance, Mark.
It was, Danny. Let's take a look at their numbers. They were 23 of 32 from two-point range. They were 4 of 12 from 19 feet 9 inches, and they made 5 out of 6 free throws on the evening. Wapakoneta was 12 of 28 from inside the arc, 3 of 15 from outside the arc. They missed the only 2 free throw opportunities they had this evening. Shawnee doubled them up on the boards. They had 30 rebounds to just 15 for Wapakoneta. 6 of those were offense. Wapakoneta had only 1 offensive rebound in the basketball game. Both teams kept track of the basketball pretty well. Shawnee had 4 turnovers. Wapak had 7.
So a dominant performance,
really
as I
was.
keep saying. Yeah, they're just rolling on, Mark.
And that second half was 63 to what? I lost track of 20, whatever it was.
Yeah,
they were just rolled in.
Yeah,
36 in the second half.
So that'll wrap it up from Shawnee High School. For our director, Wayne Getz, camera people, Derek Henry, Kelsey Weimer, Mark Shine, I'm Danny Holbrook saying thanks for watching this. You've been watching high school basketball on WOSN.